All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming live from our Joburg office. Good morning and welcome back to the opening bell with myself, Tshepo and Ashley. And this is brought to you by TD Markets and TD Markets Academy every Mondays to Fridays at 9, streaming live on YouTube. I hope you guys had a good weekend. And yeah, we are back to business. All right. So the focus today is looking at the what's happening this week, the upcoming economic reports or economic indicators. As you guys can see on my screen right now, I've got the calendar for this week. All right, we have a lot of releases. This week is heavy with fundamentals. All right, I mean, you look at today, we've got the Canadian CPI. Tomorrow we have the Australian interest rates. On Wednesday, we've got the PPI from the US. We also have the interest rates from Canada as well as the US. And then we've got the GDP from New Zealand. All right. Thursday, it's a lot, right? We have the employment data from Australia. We have the Bank of Japan interest rates. We've got the interest rates from Switzerland. We have the interest rates again from the UK, as well as the weekly unemployment claims, of course, as well as the interest rates from Europe. All right. So it is a week filled with fundamentals. So we have to be careful at the same time, as much as there's opportunity, right, this week, but we have to be careful with our risk, right? We have to have a good risk management. Now, the focus for today is CPI. Consumer Price Index, right, which is going to be released today at 2:30 South African time. Now, what to expect from the CPI is that the Bank of Canada has a 2% target on their headline CPI, right, year on year. They've got 2%. And you remember that the US Fed also has a target of 2%, all right? So markets are forecasting that the CPI, the yearly print or the headline CPI is going to drop to 2%. Although on the calendar, or according to the calendar, the markets are forecasting 2.4%. But the consensus, right, analysts, the majority of the analysts, economists are anticipating that 2%, CPI may fall between 2% to 2.3%, right? And then obviously the things that are going to be in focus there is going to be shelter, food, and gas impacts, right? Energy and gasoline impacts, which are expected to maybe to stabilize, all right? So it's unlikely to shift the BOC policy much ahead of the interest rates we spoke about on Wednesday, all right? So this is what the markets are forecasting, or not forecasting, but this is what the markets are keeping a very close eye on for today. The CPI, the Bank of Canada CPI, all right? So yeah, so that's what we're talking about today, guys. That's what we're talking about today. We're not going to look at the charts today, just a quick start to the week, just a nice and simple start to the week, right? Tentative means that it doesn't have the exact time. If you look at the Bank of Japan, right? The Bank of Japan, it says tentative. It means that it doesn't have the exact time on when it's going to be released. It can be released anytime. That's what tentative means, all right? So yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, let us look forward to the week. It is heavy with news releases. So today the CPI, keep an eye on the CPI. If you're trading the CAD CPI, make sure that you've got the good risk management, you know what you're doing, and you have everything planned out. All right. And yeah, so that's it from us, guys. We'll look at the charts from tomorrow. So for today, have a good one. Enjoy. And we'll give you guys more updates tomorrow. Cheers, everyone.